Everybody take 4 cards. Jay, move your mic a little bit away from your nose because when you exhale, otherwise it's like a little bit of wind tunnel.
Sure.
Darth Vader impersonation.
All right, where do I get cards from?
The skull.
Mm-hmm.
If you put your cursor over it.
Ah.
What the fuck?
You can click deal and then it input number of cards 4 and then find your name on the list.
What? It doesn't work like that for us.
Really? How's it work for you?
So you put your cursor over the skull and it says draw or discard.
Oh.
Yep.
Then do whatever they say. Ignore me because I have different options apparently.
Okay. Yeah, it looks like I have 4 cards now.
Okay, whenever you get cards, first thing to do is if you click on the deck thing, then it puts them up in a little window. And if you click on each individual card, it makes them bigger so you can read them.
Ah, okay.
First thing to look for is, do you have any stuff with red on it? Red means it's a play immediately.
No stuff with red.
Cool.
Always good.
What I recommend doing, even though you played 2 decades ago and shit, and I'm sure this is fresh in your mind, I recommend just telling these guys which cards you have and stuff until you get back into the swing of card play, because they may give you some better stuff on them.
Right. Okay. So let's see. I started with Am I Being Followed?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's good. Pulp Fiction Fighter. Immune to stun damage. Obscure Knowledge. 1% permanent increase to any skill. Oh,
that's a good one.
Looks handy. And Helpful Librarian.
I'd recommend playing the 1% now in one of your higher skills, or trade it to somebody else who will suck your cock for that card. Either way.
Do you recommend? Yeah, that makes sense. Just apply it to one of the my tag skills, basically, and go and try to get that as high as possible. Is the idea?
Well, because the higher the skill is, the harder it is to raise. So if you put it in something new, then that would make less sense with that particular card. So in other words, if you had a skill like spot hidden at 114% or whatever bullshit, you know.
Gotcha. Okay, so you said you recommend that this card be played immediately and then just
right
draw a
away
new card kind of thing?
Huh?
Or do I have to wait till I get another card?
No, you can play it now. The max in your hand will always be 4. And there's no more pooling and all that shit during combat, so we've simplified it.
Ah, okay.
We'll go through all that shit if and when you get into combat. But go ahead and you see the tomato truck right above it says discard pile?
Discard pile, yep.
Just put the card under there and then change one of your skills up by 1% on your character sheet. And you're done. Does anybody else have any play immediatelys to worry about?
No.
I have a card that I'll be playing shortly. However, I need to see something to be able to play it.
Got it. It sounds like an Australian card to me. Speaking of Australia, you guys are...
sorry, I was going to say I will play the man. I just realized the man who has unexpected connections.
You guys are sitting in a very ornate room with multicolored glass, like stained glass in one of the windows. You're sitting in these big wingback chairs. In between, like the 3 chairs are kind of arranged in a triangle around a small round table that has a full tea service on it. There's a guy in a butler's outfit with a monkey's head currently serving tea, and everybody seems to be dressed up in like cowboy, or not cowboy clothes, but that 1900s clothing, but if you were from back east, so to speak, you know, the kind of fancy duds and stuff that rich prosperous people wear. and one of the guys sitting at the table has like a couple of medals on his clothes and a pin of an Australian flag. The monkey-headed guy, after making sure everybody's got their tea, nods to him and then leaves. You notice he does have a tail as well sticking out of his. What's the jacket called that has the tails? The tux and tails.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
He's wearing one. He's wearing one of the ultra formal with the white gloves and stuff. Now, Raslin, you notice that you have the feeling that the two guys who are also sitting in this room are good buddies of yours. Like you like the kind of feeling you have if you've saved somebody's life a few different times and they've saved yours a few different times during war. But right now you just can't remember their name the way, like, if you're introduced to somebody at a party and then you talk to 50 other people and then you're back to that person, you're like, God damn it, what's his name again? Was it so you've got that kind of feeling about them. And let's see, Chris, could you please describe your character to him?
Mid-40s, short hair, and we're wearing duds, like the...
You're wearing like fancy...
the late 19th century fancy clothing.
Yeah, with like the silk handkerchief sticking out and stuff.
Okay. And what are we doing besides that? We're just like chilling in chairs?
It looks like you're having full tea. High tea.
I could see coming in with like my putter out, like put it with my hand on it, like a cane almost.
Okay.
Kind of stroking it lovingly.
Yes. Like a cock. And
well, not that bad, but
pretty goddamn close.
That's later.
All right. And Pete, can you describe your character to
him? Sharp, piercing eyes. Bit over 6 foot tall, quite slim, hook-like nose, prominent chin with a squareness to it. And as you described, dressed black hair, slicked back. Yes, and finally dressed. And smoking a pipe.
And Jason, could you describe your character to these two plays?
Sure. So I'm dressed the same way. You said
we're like for some reason everybody's dressed like this. You don't have any idea why.
About 6 foot tall, athletic build, kind of a surfer look to him. Really dark tan skin. You can tell someone that's been out in the sun a lot. Kind of shaggy hair, blue eyes, and yeah.
Cool.
So I'm sitting at another table, or am I walking into this room?
No, you're all three. You kind of come to your senses. Like, was I passed out before? What happened? How did I get here? Was I drinking that much last night? You have no idea why you're here, why you're sitting comfortably in this wingback chair, and apparently getting ready to have high tea with these two guys. You have no clue what's going on. One of them's erotically stroking a putter, and the other one's smoking a pipe. So,
that's a nice putter you got there, mate.
Why, thank you. If I had a nickel for every time I heard that. And of course I feel etiquette. My putter is all black, and it has a Batman symbol on. Batman symbols on it.
And he's using it to stir his tea.
Got to make it taste good.
Well, last night must have been a hell of a night. I don't remember how I got here.
Around. You're new here, are you? Your first time round?
First time round? Must be.
And you are?
Oh, I'm Razzlin' Red.
Razzlin' what?
Razzlin' Red.
Razzlin' Rad, I see.
Right, mate. How'd I meet you?
Chris is losing it.
He is indeed. Well, I'm Joshua Mackay, and this is Dr. James Fulton. And
How goes?
All right. Where
You
do I know
are-
you blokes from? Feel like I know
What?
you.
yes, that is the nature of this place.
This place?
Yes,
Is this
this
dream time, mate?
multiverse we find ourselves in.
Oh.
So basically, you have been taken from wherever you were, and you've been placed into, well, there's a collection of worlds or zones or realms, and we are what is nicknamed Doras.
Doris.
Dora. Yeah, so don't know if it stands for Dora the Explorer or if it's actually slang for something. We're not too sure. But anyway, we've all woken up in similar states as yourself, a bit confused, foggy memories, not sure where we are at different times, with a sense of knowing each other.
Mm.
So what you're going through, we've all experienced at one stage or another. And there's about, I don't know, how many of us are there? About 15 nowadays?
I don't know. There's a lot.
Yeah.
Keep stealing my shit.
Yes, well, there's
Are we all from the same place?
no, well, don't know. Where are you from?
From Earth, mate.
Yes, go on. Narrow it down a bit.
Well, from Australia.
Yeah,
Sounds like you are too.
yes, that's right.
Sounds like
What time do you recall? What time period you're from?
it's about 2020.
About 2020. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So different people in our group have come from different time periods. At the moment, it seems to be either 20th or 21st century. So most of us seem to have come from around the 2020s, either 2020 or a bit earlier. But we do have like a couple from the 1930s in our group.
You blokes with the special forces?
No. Not as
Are you
such.
with any covert organizations that shall remain nameless?
I was at one stage. I think Doc's probably as well.
Yeah, I've had my fair share of partners I had to take out to the swamp and toss a couple in the back of their heads. And it happens, but it's not like that anymore.
Probably not the type of covert organizations you're talking about, though. I mean, we're not like part of SAS or AGO or anything like that, if that's what you mean.
Yeah. All right. You fellas know anyone by the name of Jack Swade or Cherry?
I've had weird visions of the person you're talking of.
Oh.
I don't know. It feels like it's a past life almost.
Hey.
Carry me.
It sounded real familiar, mate.
So maybe I think
somewhere. You sure you haven't done any jobs with Jack Swade's crew?
That's very, very familiar. It's very wispy in my mind. So yeah, it's weird.
Kind of feel like he's behind all this.
At this point, there's a rapping as if a tapping on the chamber door. It sounds thrice and never more.
Oh,
So where
hello?
are we at now, mate?
I'm not sure, actually.
I think we're in the Australian Embassy. Does this room look familiar to those of us familiar with the Australian Embassy, Logan?
Very familiar, but there was a knocking on the door,
Yes.
actually.
Yeah.
Wanted to mention that I wasn't just quoting fucking
I know. I was just seeing what the butler was doing about it.
Oh, the butler had left a while ago.
Oh, okay.
You look around
yes.
like bloody butlers. All right. At this point, a guy comes in. He's wearing a tabard that has a large Australian flag on it. You're feeling very comfortable with all this Australian stuff, Wrestling. And although he's got like pointy ears, like Spock, and arched eyebrows, He appears to be some guy in his 20s, and he comes over and he hands a book to Joshua Mackay, and he says, "I was told you'd want to see this right away, sir."
Okay. Who's it from?
The fire starter, sir.
Um,
I look around angrily.
has he started any more fires recently? Has he attempted to burn down the embassy again, or?
I'm pretty sure that he's going to make another attempt soon, sir.
No doubt he will.
Mhm.
Did he give any other message with the book, or just to pass the book along?
To pass the book along, he included just inside there's a folded page with his summary. So
Okay. No worries. Thanks, Owen.
he nods to you two, and leaves.
All right. So
What's going on with that fella?
he's an elf
Ah,
and my ward.
don't see those every day.
No. So you're in this particular realm that we're in is you think you're familiar with the Disney movies with where like the old Robin Hood film where Robin Hood was a fox and Marion was a fox.
Vaguely.
So yeah, so this realm is sort of like that where everybody looks like a furry, but that's the way they are. There are a couple other races, but they're basically people with animal heads and animal paws, etc.
Right.
Evolutionarily wise, that it couldn't have occurred this way, but it just appears to be the nature of the worlds we find ourselves in. They range in size from ones which can be the size of a world to other ones which are the size of a town. And we have the ability to travel between them if we can find gates and other means. So,
Sadly, Michaela makes it sound less insane than Freddy does when he explains shit.
so yeah, in that in a summary is the situation you're finding yourself in.
Right. Well, I'll take that over in the evil clutches of Lord Gazerfield.
Mm-hmm.
Quite. I haven't heard that in a while.
So anyway, Doc, what have you been up to recently? Because I feel I have not been around for a while, and things have been moving along.
So,
how you been?
So just recently we were in MMO land, and we went through the tower.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, we. So in the tower, I'm not sure what it is because I didn't communicate with it, but there's some kind of intelligent entity in an orb that emanates like ice magic, and we found a bunch of artifacts. There's four total, I think, or no, six total. Okay. Two of them are used.
Four total. Oh wait, no, six. You're right, six.
Because two are being worn, and so there's four in storage now.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a torque that can become invisible. It lets you, if you're in the same zone together, you can communicate without speaking to whoever else is wearing them. At will, you can get ice armor, which bumps you up 2 places, but fire is like -1. Like it negates it, and I believe it's like negatives. Then you get like a mini spell tree where you can throw frost spikes. Cool. You can get claws and do claw damage. Cold doesn't affect you anymore. If it's a cold damage, it's once again bumped down 1, so it's like a three things of armor against cold.
Mhm.
And then the disadvantages is once it's on, it's on.
It's you can't. It's like as in once the torque is on or once the armor is on.
Once the torque is on, that's it. It's on.
Okay.
It's not coming off.
Okay, so once you
So-
put on a torque, that's it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's soul linked, and so then all fire is +1 against you.
Even when you haven't activated the armor.
Yeah, it's on you. Boom.
Yep.
Because the silent communication is always on. The cold thing is always on. Like when we were there, Sheila and
Dana.
Dana and
Glenn.
Glenn. Thank you. They I haven't been around them enough to
No, that's
give them
right.
memory.
I've only been
So-
with them a couple of times as well.
They were able to just hang out in the cold with no problem.
Okay, interesting. So, and I suspect if you were in a desert situation, you would potentially be more affected if you were wearing
No,
got
it just
one of these
sucks.
on.
It's the same kind of sucky. It doesn't give you more
Okay.
negatives.
Okay, so it doesn't. From an environmental perspective, you're not impacted further.
But now here's the bad part. It's connected to an intelligence.
Oh yes, there's
And-
some intelligence. Yes.
It will tell you to go do things for fire every once in a while. And if you don't do it, bad things might happen.
Okay. As in,
Which is
against
why I
fire.
do not have one on. No,
Okay. Good call.
They immediately were like, "Oh, this is cool," and I get it. Like they're new.
Yeah.
Gives them a little bit of an edge for the most part until they get fucked in the ass by fire, and then it's gonna be that burning sensation.
So it tells you to do stuff against fire. I'm assuming not for fire.
Right. Well, against someone. To me, it seems
Okay.
like some kind of MMO AI, but it hasn't said much.
Okay. So
At least that was my first thought.
There was something about a goblin. I think Alex mentioned something about a goblin being in stasis or being in suspended
So,
animation or something. Some rubbish.
If you touch the orb, you die.
Mm.
And there was a goblin touching the orb. Matter of fact, we touched the goblin that was touching the orb, and it was like if you don't let go of whatever you're touching it with,
Mhm.
like if I had touched the goblin, I probably would have died. But
Ooh.
being super quick, I was able to avoid that.
Yuck. Okay.
We also found there's guardians in the tower, and if you have a torque on, you can walk in and out of the tower no problem.
Okay.
So that's another good thing, is that if you want to wear that, that's a good place to go hang out because it's comfortable and you have guardians. So for like some of the newer people, that's actually fantastic because they even painted I think they didn't make a Trump of it, but they have a Trump very close by. So that's a good hangout for like some of the newer people for sure if they want.
Got Trumps here, eh?
Yes.
Oh, you know about Trumps, do you?
Yeah, a little bit.
Okay. Okay.
You're familiar with Amber?
Yeah. Well, a little bit, mate. It's a little fuzzy, but the last blokes I did some work with, they like to play around with all that.
Okay.
I feel like I used to know how to do some of this myself.
Mm-hmm. You'll find that there'll be stuff that you've used to know how to do that you can no longer do.
Yeah.
And you'll have to relearn stuff or stuff that you
Things don't
thought
work quite the
perfectly.
same anymore.
Yes, exactly. And that's
But,
the other
you
thing.
know.
Things may not work the way you vaguely recalled they might work.
Is that where I can make some kind of artistic likeness of one of you fellas and contact you that way?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
pretty
pull
much.
out my Trump cards. Like these?
Yeah. Do you know if that works with wood carving? If I was to make a little figurine of you?
Actually, I'm not sure.
We're not, as far as we're aware, it is just painting and painting and sketching at this stage. It's possible that wood carving and photos and other sort of things may work later, but I don't think any of us have got the ability to use other forms.
Right.
Oh, also we found some sites there, some ice sites. They're in MMO in storage, at least mine is, or whatever.
Mm.
Whatever. It's big, unwieldy, two-hander. If you do damage and you do like a good amount of damage, for the next round, they're frozen.
Oh, nice.
I mean, it's a really nice weapon, but it's a goddamn scythe.
Yeah. Who has experience
fucking
using one of them?
huge. I'm not gonna walk around with a scythe. Nutty
Yeah.
newbies.
It's a bit unwieldy.
Right? They're like, oh my god, it's an artifact. We're gonna run around, and that's exactly what they're gonna do. 'Cause that's what it's like coming across like a brand new wizard that wants to use a staff really, really bad, and you're just like, no, it's stupid, and they do it anyway, and you're just like, So yeah, it was interesting. We actually defeated there's like a bunch of ice elementals outside that were like, they're not very smart, and I killed most of them by golf, so that was interesting.
By golf.
Yeah, I just kept whacking golf balls at them until like.
Nice, mate.
Flaming golf balls, you know.
Brilliant.
You got to get it done the way you got to get it done, and it was fun too.
Did Dana show you her amber artifact?
Oh no, that slipped her mind, I'm sure. Oh, Logan, I would have noticed that, Logan. How many I made my.
Oh yeah. She's got an amber artifact necklace.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it looked. Yeah, I can't keep track of all this shit.
You may recall,
I think it's an infinity symbol.
Okay.
She said it was in the infinity symbol. I mentioned to you that she took the skull of one of the librarians, Sleestack librarians, through. Yeah. It turned into a necklace.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm not 100% sure what it can and can't do for her, but yeah.
So that's what kept saying silence.
Yes. Yes.
I wasn't sure if I was hearing it in my head. You know, sometimes you hear those voices, and I just have learned to ignore them. So
it was it was one of the Sleestack librarians.
At this point, hold on. Go ahead and keep talking. I'm going to just send a PM here.
Yeah. All right. So you've been to Sherma recently, Sherma, Illinois?
yeah, we went and traded in some gold coins for some cash so we can get some golf balls and we can get a zipline kit.
Okay. How did you get there?
They had a trump.
Okay. So somebody created a trump. So they must have. Wonder how they got there, unless they managed just to get there some other way. All right. I was just curious if somebody had found a gate there or something, a gate to there or something.
I have no idea how to get there.
You know, we landed after delivering presents in the sleigh there. That's how I got there. Have you done any further looking into the redstone?
No, we wanted to deal with that when we had. Usually, there's not so many, of us together at one time.
Yes. Yep,
and knowing that was something difficult, we figured we'd go knock that out right quick.
Yeah. So I'm assuming you've worked out, or somebody has hinted to you that the redstone's most likely the Jewel of Judgment.
Hold on. I look over. Is he? Can I help you?
Who's he looking at?
Look, you guys look over. He's looking at an empty corner of the room. There's a small settee there. There's no people around.
I can't see who you're talking to, Doc, or hear anything.
May I help you, sir?
out of curiosity, we will see if this works.
I think I might have missed something there. Is it you're talking to someone in the corner?
No, he's
no,
talking.
no,
to
he's
nothing in the
talking
corner.
to nothing. There's nothing there in the corner.
He's
can't
talking
see.
To the corner.
Yeah.
Yes. I will try detect power trump.
Mm.
No. That's
At
it for
this
today.
point, McKay goes whoop 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 whoop, whoop and looks sad.
What's wrong with your mate there?
He appears to be seeing something that only he can see and hear. So whether or not it's linked with an artifact, for example, he's got a ghost bound in one of his items. So I mean, it's quite possible he's talking.
Logan,
to
do
the
you see what I
ghost.
just cast?
Yeah. He goes and nothing happens other than him looking really odd doing it. The spell went off and stuff. You're down the magic points. They both look at the corner, look at you like you're maybe a little crazy.
Nope, still can't hear or see anything. If you were attempting to bring them.
No, I was trying to nullify invisibility.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so
Stop
here we
wonder
go.
there, mate.
Well, actually, I'll stand up and I'll walk over towards the corner.
Mm-hmm.
And whereabouts,
walk
Doc?
over there
Here, I'll be waving my arms around.
I'm kind of
Just
looking
right.
at him, waving my arms.
Everybody begins waving their arms around.
I
get
fumble
the hang of this yet, mate.
I fumble a spell, Logan.
All right, I'll give you a fumble card in a second.
Analyze power trump. I don't think it's a spell.
No, Logan's been treating them all the amber stuff as.
Yes.
Oh, has he? Okay.
Yes. With all the
So
skill
your arm just went through him.
Chris,
Okay.
take a D8 hit points and a D8 magic points as you go.
Okay.
It appears that he's hurt
yeah,
himself.
Is he attacking you?
No, I'm trying to cast and it's not working.
Okay.
He's
Okay.
bleeding out the eyes and the ears right now.
Yes,
He's like,
yes,
Yeah, I
yes.
wouldn't do that again.
Yeah, I try not to do that.
Yeah.
You might want to have a seat, mate.
I swear to God, all this Trump shit, I fucking constantly.
I watch in fascination.
Yeah, it looks like he's self-destructing for some reason.
There we go.
Right. The settee burst into flames.
I'm
Oh,
not sure.
thank God we've Freddy-proofed all the different rooms and.
Yeah, I'll grab the bucket of sand
Right.
and put the bucket of sand on it.
All right, no problem. It appears that the room has somehow displeased Dr. Fulton, and he's now going to burn the fucker down.
All right, so I'm done with that.
Yep.
Take another D8 hit points and D8 magic points, sir.
Why? It's a willpower. It's not an actual skill.
Oh, shit. I just wanted to go, ah! Everybody's like, his imagination's attacking the shit out of him and winning.
Your friend's gonna throw another wobbly here in a second.
Scanners. That's the movie I was trying to think of. Scanners.
Mm-hmm.
Is his head gonna blow up?
But my sense Trump did go off, Logan. So, and it was a crit.
Doesn't seem to be any kind of Trump power.
Huh. I pull out my glasses and try to make them work.
Sure. He now puts on these rather elaborate multicolored glasses with like
One.
it's kind of like eye test glasses with like lots of little lenses and levers and shit. And he begins wildly adjusting those.
Is he magic?
Yeah, mate.
This is a Let's just see magic.
Oh, all right.
Not magic.
Doesn't matter. I poke my eyes out.
He goes, I'm blind.
It's because I didn't just use my fingers. Is why. I'm sure of it.
Yes.
Okay. I'm looking. Yeah.
I was going to say I was tempted to put my hands up over my eyes and scan, see if it helps.
It's working better now. I got it now.
It appears that just for no reason, Doc Fulton has gotten super crazy, and he's
I'm going to see if I can. I want to read his notes.
All right, Doc Fulton gets up and goes to a different corner than the one he told you guys of.
Wait, did he move?
Yes, I mentioned that before when we lit the chair on fire.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I was dealing with my 1,000 fumbles and shit. So what does his note say?
Chris is like kind of moving around going,
Come on now, let me see.
He continues molesting the air. What do you two do?
Can I grab it from him or no?
No, there's nothing there as far as the air two can tell.
No, that's like, I don't care if they can see him or not. I'm grabbing his shit from him now.
Your hands just pass right through.
Oh.
Right. Fulton's now going, maybe he's casting another spell. He says,
I'll have a look at the book and the note inside.
all right. Mackay ignores your shenanigans and goes back to that. The book itself is called The Red Pendant. The author is Janice Swifty. There's even a picture of the author on the back page. It's when old people back in the day got old and they put some rinse in their hair, and it always ended up turning it blue. Hers is like that, and she has a smile on her face that could either be construed as sweet old lady or evil old lady, depending on how you look at it. It's kind of one of those, like, you can see two different things depending on how you look at it type pictures. And you recognize that smile. Oh,
yes.
Yes. The note itself is would you like me to read it to you? It's I believe it was the thing on the boards. Well, actually, I'll read it to you because if you want to read it out loud to the R2.
Well, depending on what Doc's doing, if he's still trying to interact with
he's
the person.
He's molesting the air right now. You're pretty sure you're going to have to open some windows to get some new air in here so it's less molested.
I think he's having a seizure.
Yeah, I mean, he's trying to get hold of the invisible, incorporeal person.
Right. Incorporeal.
Would you like me to read it to you?
Yes, that way the audience will know what the note says unless they already have heard it previous podcasts.
Yeah, good enough. Let's see. The author is fuzzy as to where the detective, no name ever given, the book's written in a first-person point of view, actually found the red pendant, stating only that it was, quote, well hidden, and that it was found after reading the, quote, Greater Key of Solomon book. The book then took a turn into a more Da Vinci Code type of work, as the detective had to do some sort of very complicated ritual involving the gem that was harder than anything he ever did in his life before and nearly killed him. By doing this, he kept the demons at bay and saved the world. He then returned the gem to its, quote, rightful owners, who were some sort of monks that lived up on a mountain and guard the red pendant for a time in the future where it would be needed again to keep the demons at bay. Everybody can, since you're reading this aloud to the other two, including the molesting Fulton, everybody else can give me an occult roll. And for the two people who have lived in the world for a while, an evidence analysis roll, lower is better. For the new guy, it doesn't mean anything especially special.
I fumble my occult roll.
I get -30 at my occult roll.
Right. For Fulton, this is how to summon the Vorpal Bunny. It is a very, very dangerous rabbit that goes for the throat. For
Do we have a holy hand grenade? Because otherwise, I'm not going to do that ritual. No way.
Mhm. For Mackay, the Key of Solomon is one of those books where people said, we'll use these kind of Christian tapping rituals to make God do shit for us and stuff. With the evidence analysis roles, you two find that very interesting, as there has literally never been a church scene in this world. Hence, that book probably doesn't exist in the normal world.
No. Well, we do know that there are realms that have religion, according to other Dorians we've encountered. So, however, this book, I believe, came from, I can't remember if you said it was in Gotham or, I'd have to reread. It was either Gotham or Shermer.
It was Shermer.
It was Shermer, was it? Okay.
Yeah. They even found a copy of the book, his notes go on to say, and they thoroughly vetted it, and it has nothing to do with anything. It's just some old spell book. But like all the old spell books, doesn't actually do shit.
Yeah. All right. So the question is, what?
And if you guys pursue this and actually solve this mega mystery, which is freakishly hard, then yes, it is a prestige mod, just FYI. And yes, it's something you could even take the FNG on. And yes, he will probably enjoy it while shitting himself in WoW. He looks intrigued. I haven't shit myself in WoW in a while now. I love all the Australian stuff going on. It's like we've got one Australian, now two Australians in the Australian embassy. Yeah, that all works.
So
go ahead.
Go. No, go. You're dealing with something. I was just going to give a little bit of more background to Razlan, but you go.
I don't know what's going on with this guy. I can't interact with him. I don't know. It might even just be someone messing with me. So I don't know.
So is he trying to communicate with you, or is he just...
He's taking notes.
Oh, he's taking notes.
Right.
Does he appear to be taking notes on just what you're doing, or is he also seem to be taking notes on what we're doing?
Not sure. He won't let me see him. I'll look over at the guy.
Is he dressed in a old 1950s style business suit?
I describe him.
Sounds like he's dressed in an old 1950s style business suit.
And he's completely clean shaven. Sorry, his head's completely bald. Does he have no eyebrows either?
It's like he's looking at the guy. Maybe he can actually see him.
Wait, are you fucking with me? Can you see him?
Eyebrows, but yeah.
No. Have you seen the TV series Fringe?
Yeah. Yes, I have. Yeah. That's I've already. But
yeah,
you could touch them. This guy, you can't.
Yes, you could. Yes, you could touch them, and you could. But yes, I'm just
I look at the guy. Do you need some spicy food next? I mean, come on.
Yeah.
How many copyrights are we gonna break here? What the
fuck? and that's the other thing we encounter, Razlan, is analogs from pop culture in the various realms.
Nice. I like pop
culture. Some obvious, some not so obvious, but and some of the stuff we're not sure if some of the realms we've encountered are based on. Oh, he's fled. Based on.
Or he's fallen over. Oh, he's shitting himself in woe. I know that sound.
Based on our own pasts, as in they potentially linked to our pasts, as in whatever you were up to previously, what you've done previously.
Whatever I might have been up to previously might manifest here, eh?
Yes, we may encounter a realm that there will be links to you. We've encountered
I came here
stuff
to
like
get away from that shite.
So yeah.
Well, guess what? You just fell in the outhouse.
Yep.
Fell in the dunny.
That's right. Yes.
Everybody, please reduce your hands back down to 4 after checking to see if you got any reds, because you guys were saying fucked up, witty, smart things and shit. Okay.
No reds.
Looks like I got
How
10
about
cards.
now, Pete? Mhm.
Where'd all these cards come from?
Whenever
Logan.
you say something clever or witty or funny, you end up getting more cards, and so you have to check them periodically. I sneak them in there so that that way it doesn't interrupt people's flow.
Okay. All right, I got one with red, it looks like. The gods despise you.
Oh, wow, that's easy. Get rid of all of your cards then.
Bitch.
Well, unless he has a nope.
Oh, yeah, if
Yeah.
you got a nope, then you don't have to.
A nope.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Let me see. I got
But
an
basically,
insta-hero.
it's a card. A nope's a card that cancels out a red card, if you wish
Opponent
to.
fails. Reroll. Nah, no nopes.
Yes, just get rid of all your stuff.
You've been
Yes.
punished for being too funny.
Is there a way to discard all of them at once?
Nope. Not that we've been able to work out.
Okay. Let me find the discard here.
Don't forget, on the upper right-hand part of the screen is a white bar with a square in the middle. If you slide the square up and down, then that makes the screens zoom out and zoom in.
Ah, oh, okay, that's helpful.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, Bill Murray.
Mm-hmm. Oh, there's a lot of the
Random
all the
stuff.
pictures on the thing mean something, including the Australian flag. Wow.
I hope I'm discarding in the right spot. It just looks like a big pile of cards.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
It
That's
happens.
pretty much it.
I'll clean
Players
it up because
are
it drives me nuts.
Mm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, we'll sometimes start dragging them in to try and make them nice and neat.
Right, mate. So how can I help y'all? I don't know anybody. I don't know where I'm at.
That's all
Well,
right.
I'm enthusiastic.
All right. So, do you recall what you used to? What sort of what's your background?
Right. Well, I was a cut lunch commando for a while, and then joined the special forces. And then I did some contracting work for some covert organizations, and my specialty was making friends and influencing people.
Mm-hmm.
And could get you weapons and vehicles and aircraft, and basically what you need, I can get.
Okay. You're a wheeler and dealer.
A wheeler and dealer, mate. Fair fucking dinkum.
Oh, so we finally have someone, a part of the crew, that might be able to like actual make business things happen. Then is that what you're saying?
Yes, that's what
Yeah, I like
that's
business
what I'm
things.
hearing.
I'm a bit of an entrepreneur.
Nice, good. We have been in need of some of those sort of skills.
Done a lot of business in China. I can talk pretty well with them folks. I know how they think and how they do business.
Nice.
And then I know a bit about the Philippines, and Indonesia, and the areas of Oceania around the Down Under.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was kind of my specialty.
Okay.
Those-
Okay.
What about you blokes? It looks like you're proper wizards.
Well, I'm Dr. James Fulton.
Oh, doctor,
Yeah.
got this thing on my elbow. Can you take a look at it?
I put a Hello Kitty Band-Aid on it.
There you go.
So, medical doctor,
Yeah.
just to be sure.
Well, brain surgeon, but you know.
Good to know. Good to know.
So if you ever fall on your noggin, I can fix it. I can put some cyberware in there too if you want.
Cyberware. Matter
Have
of
you ever
fact,
been cyber raped?
I think I used to have cyberware, actually, now that you mention it. I was a jack of all trades, you see.
Gotcha.
Knew a little magic.
Nice.
Had some stuff planted in my head. But not
I
much.
understand. I try to stay away from all that now.
Yeah, it can be real dangerous.
Yes, I can.
Some people get addicted to it.
So is he still just writing away, Logan?
Uh-huh.
Hey, what about you, Joshua?
I
You around here?
well, before we came to this place, I basically solved crimes.
Oh, you a
Worked with
copper?
the no, worked private. Worked with the police and FBI, Interpol, military occasionally,
Right.
etc.
Flexible work schedule?
Mm-hmm. I was a organization I worked for, had contracts with various law enforcement bodies.
Right.
So
Fulton's continuing to gaze at one of the empty corners suspiciously. You're thinking of
mate.
getting a person to stand there just to give him somebody to glare at.
all right. I wonder. All right, so I guess the question is, what do we want to do? Was there anything pressing, or anything particular, any outstanding threads that you were pulling on, Doc?
No. Other than finding out about what happened to the red gem.
Dun dun dun.
Yes.
Oh, red gem?
Mm-hmm.
Did you lose a gem, mate?
Someone did. Do you know who Random is?
Ah, I heard of that fucker. He's one of them.
I look over at the bald dude. Did he react to that at all?
Go ahead and keep talking. Don't mind me.
Yeah.
I don't remember much about him right now. It's kind of hazy, but I think he was part of the whole Amber organization.
Mm-hmm.
Was he a king or something?
Yep.
Yes.
Yes, he is.
That's about all I can remember. I met him a few times. Didn't really know him.
Gotcha.
Isn't it nice to discover, Jason, that you can step away for 20 years, step back, and you're still doing the same shit?
Should have seen
Yeah,
Corey's
last
face.
time we were dealing with the likes of Random, that was when Jack Swade was starting to go over the edge. And I was trying everything I could to control him. And there was only one weakness he had, mate. He was a chocolate happy pie. He wouldn't listen to anybody but me because I had a container full of these. When I found out he liked these chocolate happy pies, I bought a whole shipping container full. But then they ran out. He went off with some Duvalaki with Random and his fellas, playing with some kind of technology, a big juju magic that was going to potentially destroy the universe. And that's when I said, fuck that, I'm out of here.
Ghost Wheel?
I warned him.
I look over at the guy again when I say Ghost Wheel.
Ghost Wheel, that's it.
Yeah, so one of our speculations is that Ghostwell has created this multiverse, multiple realms that we're in for some reason. Whether or not it's a hot pot to get to see what we do in situations, those that are blood of amber, or to try and skill us up for some greater threat that it perceives, or what, we don't know. But it is one of the theories.
Yeah.
All right, so this guy keeps he keeps writing shit every time, and then whenever we bring up something big, he like gets nuts and writes it like, okay. So we need to get the fuck out of here because I don't like. No.
All right, let's have a look around, shall we?
Okay.
what we're dealing with.
Where do you guys head to?
One place is as good as another, I suppose.
Oh, so what's happening in? Actually, what's been happening in Gothic? I haven't. The last I knew, Gothic was fine and stuff, but I hear that something's happened there, and they're after you for some reason.
Oh, the Gestapo is after us
Yeah.
because they know that I went and became a part of the Resistance.
Oh, did you? Okay.
And the butler was arrested because we snubbed them and didn't let them, because they wanted to use the White Dove as a base for the secret police or some shit like that. I guess, I don't know.
Oh, okay.
So they got all butthurt and put him in jail, and they're questioning him. So
Okay. So there's no staff at the White Dove anymore at the moment.
as far as I know, there's nobody there at the moment.
Okay.
Which is why they took the painting and destroyed it.
Yes. Yeah, well, they didn't wait until Alex was around so Alex could make a frame for it. I don't know, but
Oh yeah, he could have fucking just.
maybe Glenn forgot about it or didn't realize Alex could do that. Yeah.
You guys are still sitting in the same room, yes?
Yes, we haven't moved yet because we don't.
Yeah.
know
Well,
what
because
we're doing yet.
we're talking about things that, in my opinion, are the lesser shadow stuff is like, not meh, whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, it's stuff we need to deal with, but it's not big picture dealing, and I don't care if he takes notes on that.
Okay.
All right, so that's it. Gotham, from all indications, is pretty much ruined now, from my understanding.
Is it?
Yeah, from what I think Freddie or somebody said, Clem's has been destroyed. Gotham's pretty much in ruins. Sounds like the influence, the rainy, poury, dark thing is slowly expanding. So, presumably, Batman's influence is expanding there. His ghost or whatever. Yeah, Batman. some wannabe crazy guy that became a vampire and then gained some magic abilities, and then was killed, and so started changing the zone. Started changing what was San Angeles to Gotham. It was modern day, but it's gone. It reverted to 1950s, 60 time period. So,
Hey, question about a card here. I got the. I've got it here somewhere. Card. This looks like pretty useful. I can pull out any item subject to GM approval from my coat.
Yep.
I just got a Nada card. This card doesn't do anything.
There is a card if you've got if you've got 3 Nadas or something, it can convert them into something else. But yeah, usually they're usually just hand stuffers. But yeah, I got it here somewhere. Can be quite useful depending on how it's played.
Well, considering you actually have 0 possessions other than a suit right now, it's wide open.
Do I have a red gem in my pocket?
You checked, but sadly, no. If you did, that would be a hell of a way to impress these guys.
What you need, I can get. Is there anything else you need right now?
Not at this moment, I don't think. Oh, you mean?
All right. Well, I suppose I'll have a look around.
So Logan, I can't interact with that guy at all, right? Like I can't like touch him or anything.
Yep.
I just pass right through.